And now, the show you've been waiting for. From Channels TV's global headquarters, it's The Other News. And here's your host, Okay Bakassi.
Yeah. Thank you. Welcome to another episode of The Other News. If The Other News was a country, it would be Nigeria, of course, because Nigeria they carry last. Even though sometimes our position, get as it is. We have a GC package for you tonight. My guest is the new representative of the Etiosa Federal Constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro is in the building. Later on the show, our correspondents, Binta Badmos and Dan the Humorous, will be serving us some scintillating stuffs. All that and more. But first is the other news headlines. Minister of State for Aviation, Hadi Sirika, has stated that the government is making plans to revisit the National Carrier Project. Well, he made this statement while defending the ministry's budget before the Senate Committee on Aviation. Wow. After using National Carrier to raise and dash our hopes, like plane will get turbulence, you want to come and defend? Sorry, sir. But even Taribo West and Peter Rufai cannot defend that one. They can't. Anyway, we wish the new carrier well. At least up there, pilots won't have to worry about road safety, potholes, and accidental discharge of policemen. So we are waiting. Tensions have been high in Kano following INEC's announcement of Governor Omar Ganduje as the winner of the governorship election. Well, for the sake of our economy, let's hope for peace in Kano, especially with all the dollars, all the lives that are at stake in that state. This next headline can be described as messy. Yeah, very, very messy. The Minister for Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, has stated that Nigeria is set to become the world's leader in open defecation. In other words, Nigeria will soon be number one in number two. That's not nice at all. Well, according to him, 48 million Nigerians practice open defecation. That's they do themselves in the open. Wow. Nigeria, this one is not neat at all. Come on. We can't take this one sitting down. What a waste problem. Anyway, Nigeria's under-23 football team has defeated Libya 4-0 in the qualification round of the under-23 Cup of Nations. That's nice. Yes. We need to celebrate this one, no? Yes. We also know how to send Libyans back home, bruised and battered. # end slavery. They are not the only ones that can send Nigerians there. As the month of March comes to a close, we reminisce on its most lovable moments in a segment we call Things We Love. Take it away, Binta.
As we say our goodbyes to the month of March and march into the arms of the new Bay, April, it's only proper that we share our top 3 picks of the things that made March 2019 so lovable. Number 3. Truth. The month of March saw different Nigerians boldly speaking their truth. Some reaped the dividends of this truth in the form of scholarships, while others used their truth to rip social media apart, reminding us once again of how notoriously productive Nigerian youths can be. Number 2, bills. Can you pay my bills? Do you pay my automobiles? Sorry, I digress. This month had us falling in love with the bill passed by the Senate.
Yeah, is that it?
Increasing the national minimum wage from 18,000 naira to a whopping 30,000 naira. Nigerians on minimum wage will no longer go broke in the first week of the month.
One of the recommendations that the federal government should put in place procedure that will lead to a review of the revenue sharing formula to enhance states' capabilities towards implementation of the national minimum wage.
They can now experience the luxury of going broke in the second week of the month. 30,000 gang. Hashtag 30,000 gang. And number 1, elections. Supplementary elections. March 2019 had us falling in love with the way supplementary elections made our hearts go jiggy 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 bam bam. With elements like supplementary security and supplementary court cases. The supplementary elections proved to have some mede of their own, but at least no postponement. Hopefully, our leaders receive some supplementary sense to update Nigeria's electoral process and supplementary guilty conscience to follow through. That said, April, baby, here we come. Binta Badmus for the Other News.
All right, in the spirit of Throwback Thursday, let's share some special moments with you. 1999 Constitution is a document that says we the people wrote it, when in fact it was written by these people. Yes, they are the ones that wrote the Constitution. The Constitution is supposed to be a democratic manifesto. Meanwhile, those guys who wrote it were the sort of nice guys who like to do things like this.
The interim national government is hereby dissolved. The national and state assemblies are also dissolved. The state executive councils are dissolved.
Well, our brain is almost dissolved. Sometimes it feels like monarchy. Some of these leaders want to hand over power to their children and family members like it's a piece of land. As if the rest of us will be looking at them like statues. Come and try it now, let us see. Things like overtime compensation. Because when Nigerians are working from night to morning and morning to night every day with no extra shishi, that is when person go to think stupid things like also maternity leave with payment. If not, women will start doing like this to their husbands. My brother, it's better for Nigeria to put sansan for your gari than for you to end up where na sand go be your gari. When Nigerian head of state Olusegun Obasanjo made history by being the very first Nigerian head of state to step down from power willingly, his predecessors were wondering, what on earth was he thinking? Well, let me tell you what he was thinking. First, Guinness Book of Records, here I come. Then second and most importantly, he who rules and goes away must live to rule another day. Yeah. Aside being the new federal representative of the Etiosa constituency, my guest tonight has been a banker and a fish farmer. He also happens to be the son of a former Minister of State for Defense. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro. You're welcome, bro. Thank you. Yes, you are a classical case of if you try, you don't succeed, try again. Yeah, you lost elections, I think about twice, then you finally won. So what happened? What didn't you do right before that fell in place this time for you to emerge?
Let's say we didn't have the right structure.
Okay.
And we were swimming against the tides in our local government. So those were the things that worked against us in the prior elections.
So this time you guys swam along the tide?
With the tide, yes.
Yeah, with the tide.
Yes,
and everything fell in place. Now, in Nigerian politics, people say you need a godfather. But you're one of the lucky few who their biological father is their godfather. And people credit your ascendancy to your father. How do you react to that?
There's no reaction to it. Without him, there is no me. And, kudos to him for paving way for people like me to emerge. So there is nothing to say to that.
Okay. Since you don't have anything to say, I'll probably get back to that shortly. You ran on better infrastructure, health, roads, school, and libraries for your constituency.
Yes.
How do the people hold you accountable if you don't deliver on all these promises when Lagos State government will not implement the Freedom of Information Act?
Well, luckily, we are not, I'm not operating under the Lagos State government. I'm on the federal government. So what we campaigned on is that we're going to be holding town hall meetings we've not decided on when exactly, but maybe quarterly, maybe monthly, maybe, every 6 months. We don't know yet, but once after swearing in and we see the schedule and the programs that we have, we will decide on when exactly we're going to invite the resident associations, the corporate bodies, the artisans, the market women. We will all have come together. Well, I'll give them an account of what I am going through, what I have achieved, what I am doing, and what I'm about to do. And in return, I will also get updated on what is going on in our various communities in the area. So that's the plan, and that's the means
so
of. So
basically, you're going to employ that direct communication with the people,
yes.
through your town hall meetings, to address issues. Okay, fine.
And to solve issues.
Fantastic. In the course of your campaign, a question was asked and you deflected, and they were asking you questions about your father's involvement in the Dasuki case. And one of your quotes at the time is, if you understand politics, you will see the reason. Since you are a man who will be dealing with the people one-on-one and be explaining things, now please explain to us what, if you understand politics, you want that quote, what does it mean?
If you understand,
because some of us don't understand politics.
If you understand politics, you would understand what was going on back then. I believe the case is in court now, so I don't think we have the right to discuss that. So
you're going to hide under a case in court. We cannot talk about it again.
We cannot talk about it. But in a layman's understanding, when you send your servant on errand, that servant has no option but to deliver the errand you've sent him. And I believe that was exactly what happened. Yes, the president of Nigeria sends you on a mission. You have to accomplish that mission. So, in a layman's English, that's it.
I'm sure that as the man who's going to represent a TIOSA, one of your primary concerns is how to make life easy for your constituents.
Yes.
Coincidentally, or as a matter of fact, your constituency is the one constituency in Lagos that has 2 toll gates. Okay? So, if your constituents are worried about the inconveniences that those 2 toll gates are causing, how are you going to make their life better?
There are 2 toll gates, but there's only one that is currently functioning. We have met with the resident associations.
When you say it's only one currently functioning,
the 2. Sorry, I was thinking.
Yes,
okay,
no,
the
there are
bridge.
3 in all.
There are 3.
Yes,
okay,
but
sorry.
I just pointed out the 2
the link
that
bridge. The link
yes,
bridge.
Yes.
Anyway, our meetings with the resident association, what we intend to propose to the state government is that we are going to propose a certain amount. We've not concluded yet. Maybe it is 50,000 per car a year per household, or whatever it is that we conclude with the resident associations. That's what we're going to present to the state government.
That whole tool thing, is it going to be till the end of the world? Or is it not possible that at some point the constituency and the government of the state will negotiate and say, okay, we are done paying for this road. Can the toll gate now go?
It depends on who is the governor at the day. Maybe when I become the governor of Lagos State, maybe they would have finished paying the toll. And then I can say, since we have finished paying the toll, let us scrap it. But for now, there is very little I can say on the continuity of the toll gate.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, we'll take a break. Let's go check in on our correspondents and see what they are cooking. We're going to continue this interview. It's just starting. Don't go away. It's the other news. Yeah, and we're back. As done the humorous warms up, my conversation with Ibrahim Babajide Obanikoro continues. Yeah. So what are your plans for people of Etiosa?
What the good people of Etiosa stand to gain
yeah.
with me being in government, first of all, is the lack of communication that we used to experience. We're going to totally eliminate that. We're going to have a running constituency office in Ikoyi, and then 2 or 3 other Charlotte offices within the area. So those that are in Aja, Shangotedo, Abraham Adesina don't have to come to Ikoyi if they intend to see me. They will have an office where they can run to. I believe that is to bridge the gap between the people and the government. And we've decided that we're going to work hand in hand with all the 2 House of Assembly candidates, the 4 chairmen that are overseeing the LCDAs and local government, to bring life to our people, to make life easier for them on their roads, especially the drainages. All the drainages in the Etiosa are not as effective as they should be. So we're going to be working on that. I've told all the mothers and parents that have been having issues with gaining admission. It might be the simplest of things that you think, that gaining admission into school, but trust me, a lot of people are having serious headache with gaining admission either into secondary school or university. So I've assured them that I'm going to try everything within my power to make sure we get our children into these schools, because they are the future of tomorrow. And like our slogan always says, our tomorrow is now. And what we also want to do, especially for those that are still unemployed or we say in between jobs.
Because we noticed the influx of beggars. You understand? They are trooping the area. They are swarming the area currently. Yes. So whatever you're planning, you must not exclude that demographic too, because it doesn't look like they're leaving anytime soon. Those
ones, just like on our way here, we're discussing it. We encourage those ones because of traffic, because it's when there's traffic you will see them on the road. So what, like the governor's plan is to eliminate the roundabouts and put flyovers. Yeah, but
if you eliminate traffic, you will not eliminate beggars. They'll find other places to go and wait for the people. Maybe toll gates now.
One of the things also for those ones is, we'll take advantage of the, what is it called now? There's one in Ikorodu. I discussed with the governor just, I think, before the election. What is it called?
Is it welfare package? Is it homes?
Homes. There is one in Ikorodu.
Okay.
So I think we should
settle some of them.
Settle some of them. If not in Ikorodu, we should have our own in Etiosa.
So finally, before I let you go, having lost and won election,
yes,
you're loaded with experience.
Yes.
What do we do about our electoral law to make it better?
Let me say, INEC Lagos, kudos to them. Some of the things that I've heard in other local government and states, I can't come to a conclusion because I didn't physically experience it. So, but the one in Lagos, let me say kudos to them. When I joined politics in 2011, when I ran for office in 2011, it wasn't this same. And in 2015, it wasn't this same as well. For example, in 2015...
Maybe is this same now because you are in the ruling party?
No. In 2015, in 2015, we won the election with 34 votes on the field. But by the time we got to the collation center,
you lost it with more.
We lost with 200 votes. And we now found out that there was just one polling unit where my opponent had 72, I had 93. The 72 was turned to 272. And at the end of the day, the final result was 15,700 and 15,500. So the opportunity to still rig was there. But this time around, it's not there. We had to conduct the election twice. In some polling units where voting was more than accreditation, they were cancelled.
This is your experience. You've not told me what do we do in future to make sure that not just you, Babajide, any other person who runs.
I think we should try our best to continue using the card readers. Let's make it work. And if we can use other measures other than just our voter's card to vote, I think we should explore that one as well.
All right, I leave that to you and your friends in the night assembly. Congratulations.
Thank you so
very much for making time to talk to us. All right, it's the other news. Don't go anywhere. We are still here. The past few years have seen an exodus of Nigeria's medical professionals in their numbers. I like the sound of that. Exodus, numbers. I'm sure you like to know the genesis. Anyway, our special correspondent on health matters, Dan the Humorous, finds out why medical practitioners are obsessed with finding the nearest border exit.
It's been estimated that 10 to 15 doctors on the average leave the employ of the Lagos State Health Service Commission on a monthly basis. What this has done is to push the state healthcare system to the point where you have an average of one doctor to about 2,500 to 4,000 patients in the state, which clearly for the health indices of the state. Do you think there are practical steps that can be taken to reduce this trend?
I will talk about primary health care and universal health insurance later. The question was about brain drain in the health sector.
That's right, brain drain. Drains are draining, like for real. They say that 12 doctors leave Nigeria every week. And the ones who are here, 88% of them have intent to leave. In other words, that doctor treating you right now, his mind or her mind is not there. That's why maybe they probably forget scissors inside your intestine after the operation. Now, when you hear the names Bennett Omalu, Professor Lutoye, to mention but a whole lot, Nigerian doctors without a doubt are making waves globally. But they do that only when they live here. And like the prodigal son, these ones are not ready to come back home. But then, the father of the prodigal son was always crying every night for them to come back, or rather for his son to come back. So, let's find out if the father of these medically prodigal sons and daughters is really crying for his children to come back home.
We can't keep all of them here. Federal government has taken more than enough. We have no vacancy. If you are qualified today, we can't take you. We're overwhelmed. We have more doctors than we needed in the tertiary system.
As usual, when doing a story like this, we must sit down with major actors that concern the topic. Make it be like say we dey carry gossip or carry talk.
Because of our large population, we don't have enough doctors presently. Even if all the doctors in diaspora, they are brought back to Nigeria, the number will still be far cry from what we actually need to meet the WHO's prescription standard of 1 doctor to 600 patients. A few years ago, I was hearing we are like 120, but now we are hearing 2 million, 200 million. So the same way. So you see, but what we can do, certainly we have to start from a particular stage, okay? First of all, you are going to increase the number of medical students you want to train. By that, the implication means you have to increase the number of institutions. Because right now, we don't have enough institution to train the number of doctors we actually need for our population. So you increase that, you increase the institution. Now, when these doctors are churned out, you also need to provide institution for them to work. Because right now, if all our doctors that are in diaspora are brought back to Nigeria, many will be jobless.
Why are your colleagues moving in their numbers?
More challenges here. The salary is not enough. The working environment enough. So there are a lot of reasons why. Because most of the time, all these reasons, they occur in one. So one particular doctor will tell you this, not just money alone. But if the money is also increased, it's an incentive. But it's okay, well, the environment is not so okay. Well, maybe with this money, after a few years, I can set up my. So if it's money really increased for them, the chances are some will stay back.
So simply, health should be a guaranteed human right and not just something for a select few or for the privileged. In other words, high premium should be placed on health, budget-wise and value-wise, expenses as well. Maybe that will give rise to the more institutions that the doctors need, the more placements that they need or where to work, more medical facilities for them to work with, to open more roads for more students to come in, and most importantly, the high remuneration. So doctors, please, when they increase your salary, remember me as well. Gee.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. What a revelation. We've come to the end of today's show. I do hope you had a great time. See those numbers on your screen. You can call them to join our live studio audience. Also, be sure to subscribe to the Other News CTV on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. Our people say, if you are not part of the solution, then you are part of the problem. Luckily, the solution accepts all defectors. My name is OK. Have a blessed week.